A controversial disallowed try kept England's Grand Slam dream alive as Eddie Jones was almost made to eat his words with a bottle of Welsh hot sauce. Two early tries from Jonny May ultimately sealed a tense victory, although England did not score in the final hour as Wales seethed at the final whistle. It would have been an entirely different outcome if Gareth Anscombe's 24th minute try had not been disallowed after the Wales fullback was denied by the TMO for not grounding the ball. "Unfortunately, the TMO has made a terrible mistake," said Wales coach Warren Gatland. "We have had a look at different angles, and you can clearly see him get his hand on the ball. Jones had talked the talk before kickoff, questioning Wales' big game credentials ahead of their arrival at Twickenham. But the Red Rose coach could only offer a thin defense of the disallowed try, which left TMO Glenn Newman in the firing line, following a seemingly rushed decision. "I don't think I've ever made a comment on the TMO," replied Jones. "It's one part in the game that's done really well in rugby. If he can't make the right decision, then what can we do? I don't count the seconds. I allowed him to make the decision. You make the decision and you get on with it." Most of Jones' pre-match verbals had focused on Rhys Patchell, and, early on, it seemed he had found his way into the rookie number 10's head. England focused their early attack on the Wales fly half and the outcome was entirely predictable. Jonathan Joseph shot up in midfield to cut off his favourite looped pass, while England's kickers targeted the 24-year-old when he dropped back to cover in the backfield. Wales lost Lee Halfpenny to injury before kickoff, and, as a result, their new look back three were vulnerable with their defensive positioning. England's number 9 landed a box kick on Patchell, but Anthony Watson won the chase and claimed possession. Wales wingers found themselves in no man's land, and Farrell pinged a low kick across field for Jonny May to score the opening try. The forwards turned on their powerful pick-and-go game and, to the backdrop of an eerily quiet crowd, surged upfield with 25 phases. Welsh defenders were sucked in, and, with Ford and Farrell showing the sharpest wit, England flooded left for May's second, scoring after a majestic offload by Joe Launchbury. Dylan Hartley suffered a facial wound after 42 seconds, and the visitors found an upper hand at the line-out. Gatland's side were without a host of Lion stars, including Warburton, Toby Faletau and Dan Biggar, and should have had a first-half try that could have swung the result. In the pivotal moment, Anscombe then touched down Patchell's crossfield kick, but, after some questionable advice from his TMO, Jerome Garces claimed there was no clear grounding. "Is now okay to talk," said Wales captain Alan Wyn-Jones to Garces. The law questioned England's growing penalty count and frustrations bubbled, with scuffles breaking out between Ross Moriarty, Farrell, Samson Lee and Courtney Laws. By halftime, Wales had just one Patchell penalty to show for their efforts. Mike Brown dominated the Battle of the Skies, with Davies happy to kick the ball out for halftime with a 9-point deficit. It's a win built around a lot of courage and a lot of belief. We knew we had to play a certain way to beat Wales, and the execution by the players was outstanding. Black market ticket sales were rife before kickoff. Touts were offering pairs of £95 tickets, allocated to Uxbridge RFC, for £600 a pair, and Wales eventually found their sense of showmanship. Welsh flanker Aaron Shingler made a majestic break downfield, and, in the tactical battle between Jones and Warren Gatland, it was the England coach who had shown his hand as Sam Simmonds and Watson left through injury. "At this stage, we'd hope they'll both be allied for Scotland," said Jones. Gatland talked up his squad's fitness in the week, and Hartley's final act was to concede a scrum penalty under a nudge from the Welsh pack. George North replaced Patchell after 56 minutes, and the front row cavalry followed. Anscombe danced his way out of 22 with his footwork, cutting open England with a pitch-length break. It was time for the defensive leaders to step up, and Sam Underhill forced Scott Williams into touch with a thundering one-arm tackle to save a certain try. Farrell then dislodged Shingler, with Wales guilty of handling errors in a 51-minute stalemate. Anscombe finally brought Wales within range with a late penalty, but an Underhill turnover finally killed off the Welsh resistance as Jones breathed a sigh of relief.